Welcome to the 122nd Annual Shakopee High School Commencement Ceremony. I'm Jeff Palicki, the principal of Shakopee High School. The Shakopee Veterans Honor Guard will now present our colors, followed by the playing of our national anthem.
Detail, stand, put, present, arm. Forward, arm. Right shoulder, arm. Forward, march. Detail, halt.
Thank you to the Shakopee Veterans Honor Guard. Christy Peterson, ISD 720 School Board Chair, will now share some opening remarks with us.
On behalf of the Shakopee School Board, I would like to extend my congratulations to the class of 2020. This is your moment. You have achieved an important milestone in your life that nobody can take from you. It's been written in numerous places that the class of 2020 was born in the year of 9/11 and will graduate in the year of COVID-19, perhaps the oddest bookends in the history of education. Your generation has grown up with social media becoming a thing and technology becoming a true force in our life. To give you a little perspective as to how our lives have changed since you were born, did you know that when you were a year old, MySpace was launched? When you were 2, Facebook was created. When you were 3, YouTube began. When you were 4, Twitter started. And when you were 5, the first iPhone was introduced. And today you have finished your high school days participating in distance learning. You have more tools at your disposal than the previous generations ever had to communicate, reach people, and contribute to our society. You already know that life is uncertain and nothing is promised. You already know that how to get around with a mask on your face. In light of the pandemic, you missed out on traditional high school milestones such as attending your senior prom, participating in a spring sport, state tournament opportunities, plays, final music concerts and competitions, a band trip, and a traditional graduation ceremony. It's okay to feel frustrated and to be angry, but don't let those feelings linger. Embrace the challenge that you have in front of you. Take comfort in the fact that we are all in this together. Even a virus can't take away from all of the accomplishments of this graduating class. These are forever part of your story and should always instill in you the confidence and determination that you can achieve whatever you are called to do. You have been challenged in unprecedented ways. You have demonstrated courage, perseverance, and tenacity as you navigated these uncharted waters. Despite all of this, innocence of youth still remains in your heart. You have hopes and dreams. You must never let go of those, and never let go of your imagination. A real dream is something that not only hangs on to you, but you will hang on to it. And it will power you through every obstacle that people in your environment will throw against you. And while the circumstances of graduation may not be ideal, you will look back on this event with clarity of 2020 vision and recognize it's a beautiful beginning as to where you are now. Turn those missed opportunities into experience and memories only you, the class of 2020, can own. Use your wisdom and wit to virtually do what you cannot do physically. Look forward to the day when you can get together with your friends, realizing you will never take those friendships for granted or never not appreciate the simple things you have been missing, like going to a movie or eating at your favorite restaurant, or realizing how valuable this time with your family has been and how much it has been cherished by your parents. Speaking of your parents and other family members, they have always been there for you. The best gift that they could have given you is that they have believed in you since the day you were born. They taught you to be resilient, strong, patient, and passionate about your dreams. The encouragement, support, and nurturing from your parents and other loved ones have molded you into the person that you are today. Sometimes it's impossible to know where you are heading without reflecting back on where you've come from. This has been especially true during this pandemic. How many of you have taken for granted the ability to be in a live classroom versus online learning? How many of you have taken for granted the interactions with your teachers and other staff members? And how many of you have taken for granted going out for dinner with your friends, family, or other loved ones on a whim? The answer is, we have done all of it and taken a lot of it for granted. This is giving us an opportunity to become better and come out of this pandemic better than we ever have before. We will all have a better mindset because of what we have experienced with this pandemic. As you stop to reflect upon your school days, remember that all of the things that you have been through up to this point really defines who you are. And the best part is, you're not done yet. You have only just begun. Never has a graduating class been called to step into the future with more purpose, vision, passion, and energy. There is so much more about Shakopee than the education that you have received. It is a strong community, a place where characters are built, minds are enriched, and lifelong friends began. The education you have received from Shakopee has prepared you for this moment, prepared you to be resilient during difficult times and to succeed. Never forget, no matter where you come from, you can succeed in life and make a difference in this world. The great actor Tom Hanks once said that the future is always uncertain, but we who celebrate what you have done, who celebrate all of your achievements, we are certain of one thing: you will not let us down. Graduates, I know you are ready to be bold, to lead, and to fly. With clear eyes and a full heart, you can't lose. And remember, no one else defines you but you. Congratulations, class of 2020. Best wishes to you into the future.
Thank you, Christy. Greetings, and once again, welcome to the 122nd commencement ceremony of Shakopee High School. Congratulations to our class of 2020, and welcome families, friends, faculty, and community members who have provided support and encouragement throughout your educational career leading to this occasion, your high school graduation. Before we proceed with our ceremony, I would like to observe a moment of silence in remembrance and recognition of friends, loved ones, colleagues, and classmates, including class of 2020 graduate Jason Fung, who are not here to celebrate with us. Thank you. I'd like to take a moment to recognize some of our seniors. As indicated on their senior exit survey, these students have made the decision to enlist in a branch of the United States Armed Forces. At a time when our country faces great challenges, both at home and abroad, their service, sacrifice, and loyalty to this country defines patriotism. Their mission after high school will be to defend our freedoms and liberties. No words can adequately describe the valor of these young men and women, and we are privileged to honor and recognize them. I would also like to recognize our past graduates who volunteered to join a branch of our nation's military and our veterans who are watching with us. Please join me in expressing the gratitude of a grateful nation for all our men and women of the armed forces. Thank you. I'm pleased to welcome our first student speaker, Avni Varadhan, daughter of Jay and Sunitha Varadhan. Avni was president of HOSA, co-president of Amnesty International, co-vice president of National Honor Society, co-social rep for Student Council, health science ambassador, and played varsity tennis. In the fall, she plans to attend the University of Minnesota Twin Cities for biological sciences and journalism.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Avni Varadhan, and I want to welcome you to the Shakopee High School's Class of 2020 graduation ceremony. I want to first start off by congratulating the family and friends who are watching their son or daughter walk the stage today, the teachers and faculty who are finally getting rid of us after 3 grueling years, and of course, the graduating students that are sitting before me that have lived the most trying yet memorable high school times of their lives. Fellow peers, our year didn't end the way we wanted, I know, but never underestimate what this class has accomplished. One thing is sure, we are the generation that has seen it all. We have the capacity to use the knowledge that we have gathered to protect and to give back to our community. Whether we are in person or through a screen, COVID-19 has not and will not stand in our way. Because it's not about what happened at the end. It's about how we lived our lives despite any boulders that the world threw at us. We shall not dwell on what we can't control, but rather appreciate the moments that brought us here. You know, the good old days when we didn't even realize we were in them. Our memories is the epitome of who we are. So let's just take a moment to relive them, something a diploma does not have the power to do. From 2008 to 2012, us students were thrown into one of the 7 elementary schools that we still argue over which is better today. Spoiler alert, it's Eagle Creek. We interrupted the teacher as we cranked the noisy pencil sharpener. We fought over who was a bus line leader. We sent our prettiest Valentine's Day grams to our crush or our best friend. We poked holes in our erasers. We made marker swords. We pulled dry glue off of our hands and waited for that box TV to roll out of the dusty closet, only to find out we were watching Just Around the Corner. You know that puberty video? Yikes. And then we went to the Pearson 6th grade center, and we were split up again, except this time with people we had never even met. iPhones and Snapchat were starting up. Thick makeup and body odor, often masked by Axe body spray, were a thing. And bringing your parents onto a school field trip was just not the move. 6th grade was our trial and error phase, so I think it's best that we just forget about it. But it was our last year to live like a kid. And then middle school happened, and middle school was a hormonal mess with awkward teenagers trying to find our place within our school. Classes became a bit harder, crushes started to like us back, Sax kids finally joined us, and we started making friends that lasted longer than we would have ever thought. Maybe even our best friend today. And then finally, we reached high school, and things got serious. Relationships lasted longer than 3 months. AP classes were cried over. Mental health was challenged, and competition between each other increased. But here's what I learned in high school. You can never inhale too much flour at football games. Underclassmen are the slowest species on the earth. Essays and PowerPoints can be finished the night before, no matter what teachers say. And we are the best looking class to ever come out of the Shakopee High School. All true, yes, but there is more. Friends come and go. The drama we care so much for is forgotten. Family, blood or not, stands by you through anything. Teachers are superheroes without capes, and we students matter. You may not remember that first F you had on a test, but you do remember the tears you shared with your best friend on a 2 a.m. FaceTime call. You may not even remember half of the calculus formulas, but you do remember your first kiss. And you may not even remember the first time you messed up words in a class presentation, but you do remember the words that that special person shared with you when you were at your worst. We won't remember the days. We'll remember the moments. I challenge you to hold on to those moments and be proud of yourselves. We just did everything I said and more. Where you are sitting, the diploma you hold in your hand, the cap and gown draped over your shoulders, and the people you are surrounded by at this moment in time are all here due to the decisions you made these last 12 years. Our past does not define us, but our past is a part of who we are. Our past is what we choose it to be, the lessons we have learned that show our true character. It is the footsteps we leave behind on our journey, those that are imprinted that have allowed us to keep moving forward and to look back on how far we've come. You see, graduation is not defined by a cap, gown, or sheet of paper either. Graduation is defined by your courage to learn from your past, apply your knowledge, and be brave enough to keep taking those steps. Class of 2020, it has been an honor to create memories with you, and Shakopee will always be our home. We are all brothers and sisters standing hand in hand, socially distanced, of course, and step by step, we've guided each other to make memories that will live on in the hallways, classrooms, cafeteria, clubs, stages, courts, and fields of Shakopee High School forever. Class of 2020, once a Sabre, always a Sabre. Thank you.
And now it's time to build from the bottom of the pit back to the top. Don't look back. Packing my bags and giving the academy a rain check. I don't ever want to let you down. I don't ever want to leave this town. 'Cause after all, the city never sleeps at night. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Oh, don't you understand? I'm never changing who I am. So this is where you fell, and that is left to sell. The path to heaven runs through miles of clouded hell, back to the top. Don't look back. Turn into rags and giving the commodities a rain check. I don't ever want to let you down. I don't ever want to leave this town. 'Cause after all, the city never sleeps at night. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Oh, don't you understand? I'm never changing who I am. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Oh, don't you understand? I'm never changing who I am. It's time to begin, isn't
Thank you, Avni, and also to our senior commencement choir under the direction of Mr. Michael Kovic. I'd like to welcome our second speaker, Erin McGovern. Erin is the daughter of Jack and Cindy McGovern. She was a leader of the Shakopee Sad Club, a leader of Improv Club, as well as member of the improv performance group, the Shakopee Shenanigans. She volunteered as a youth teacher and was a 2-year running Link leader. This fall, she will be attending Winona State University for a double major in English and music education.
Please discard all items to the side container as we are not responsible for any lost or damaged items. An employee will come around to lock you into place. Please keep your hands, arms, legs, and feet inside of the ride at all times. Sit in tight and enjoy your ride on the high school experience. Along with the last 12 years of education, homework assignments, and clubs, I think it's important to acknowledge the second most notorious thing about Shakopee. The place where the extroverted spent most of our young summers with overpriced soda and expensive parking. Yep, Valley Fair. Specifically, the High Roller. The oldest coaster of its pack, with its white paint chipping away at every board and being able to hear it from the other side of the park, we hop in line and hope for the best ride of our lives. Now, for some, this roller coaster was nothing. It was easy and simple. And for some, it was the longest minute and 45 seconds of your lives. And the first climb is always the hardest. Sitting in the back cart, looking over the edge, getting eerily closer and closer to the top. Kind of like the summer before our sophomore year when we realized that despite being considered freshmen, we weren't actually that fresh. Word of the wise, thick eyeliner, fidget spinners, and dabbing aren't as cool as you'd hope for. There we are at the top of the ride, stalling for time until the first bell rings and it's time to go. Then, we're off. Just like the hills of our ride, we travel through the halls juggling the highs and lows that our school has to offer, meeting new people, finding our groups, and making our way through some of the hardest classes. We were the last grade to witness the school under construction, walking through tunnels every morning, and the oldest grade to know a life without the panini bar. We survived AP Biology, English 11, and Chemistry with most of our sanity intact. We suffered through sleepless nights, the Sadie's Dance of 2018, and the dreaded economic credit that was needed before graduation. Some rekindled old friendships and some old flames. We broke hearts and had our hearts broken. We shuffled around at our minimum wage jobs, got our first car when we turned 16, and in the last few months, we've faced the unthinkable. Needless to say, we tried and we conquered. Because along with all of that hard work came Friday night lights, championships, pep rallies, band and choir concerts, sold-out musicals, and much more that all came together to create a thrilling ride. As we reach the last few hills of our ride, it's time that we prepare for the end. Although the finale of our senior year wasn't exactly what we were expecting, with Google Meets for classrooms, online coursework, or just throwing on a little mascara and concealer to look alive for your weekly Flipgrid video, we can still hold on to the memories that were left, because our hard work and dedication to do what we loved were not for nothing. The ride slows to a stop. Our minute and 45 seconds has come to an end. At this point, it's probably time for us to say our thank yous, not only to the parents and friends for helping us continue this ride, but to the teachers that held us on the tracks. The ones that showed us that in the end, everything does add up. There's a different ending to each story. We all have a voice and a sound, and our choices affect our future. But most notably is going to be the language department, for literally being able to teach us an entirely different language. I think that's really impressive. And thanks to many, many more who have helped shape us into the people we are today. We slowly veer back to the front, grab our things, and head to the exit. Walking out the gate with our friends in tow, I think I speak for everyone when I say that as fun as the ride was, we're happy to not get back in line. As adrenaline surges through our body, we take one final look back at how long the line has gotten, all of its crazy twists and turns, and most importantly, that first climb. We race to the next ride with numerous options to choose from, ones with even bigger, taller hills, faster and scarier than the last. And regardless of what the upcoming roller coaster means to you, whether it be college, workforce, military, or just life in general. Just know that if we've conquered the oldest, most rickety ride with its white paint chipping away, we can accomplish anything. Here we are, class of 2020. We did it. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. Mike Redmond, the Superintendent of Shakopee Public Schools, will now share some thoughts with the class of 2020.
It means something to be a graduate of Shakopee High School. I regularly use a couple of taglines. One of them is, "It's a great day to be a Sabre." I use this because I think it captures the essence of being part of a very special community, Shakopee Public Schools. You are now not only a member of this special community, you are a graduate of Shakopee Public Schools, meaning you've joined and have a special connection with all the graduates that have previously traveled the same path. We use the words graduation and commencement often interchangeably, even though they mean very different things. Graduation is the celebration of the completion of a journey. Commencement is the beginning of a new journey. I will leave the thoughts about your journey to this point, your graduation, to others. I want to focus on commencement, the beginning of a new journey called the rest of your life. I trust your experience as a student in the Shakopee Public Schools has helped prepare you to commence on a new journey. On behalf of everyone connected with Shakopee Public Schools, I want to wish you the very best as you begin this journey. I've seen the class of 2020 in action. I know that you have what it takes to help make our community, our country, and our world better places. There's a quote I like. "True character is revealed in the choices a human being makes under pressure. The greater the pressure, the deeper the revelation. The truer the choice to the character's essential nature." It's by Robert McKee. The character of members of the class of 2020 have been tested under tremendously challenging circumstances the past few months. I and many others have been very impressed with the maturity and grace with which you've handled these challenges. The members of the Shakopee class of 2020 have consistently shown the mettle and the true character to do many great things on their future journey. Remember, every day's a great day to be a Sabre. I wish you the best as you commence on this new journey. Thank you, class of 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Redmond, for those words. Class of 2020, it has certainly been quite a ride. Together, we have gone through an event that none of us have seen in over a lifetime. While the culminating events of your senior year were slipping away week by week, you maintained a level of perseverance, patience, resiliency, and positivity like no class I've had the privilege of working with in my many years in education. The events of the last quarter of your high school career in no way define your high school career. Since the day you walked into the high school amid all the construction in the fall of 2017, you have left a positive impression on our school and helped mold our transition into an amazing grade 9 through 12 Academy High School with countless opportunities for you to showcase your talents, and you certainly did not disappoint. From the classroom to the activities, fine arts, athletics, and everything in between, it has been an honor to watch you learn and grow into the young adults you are today. We have serious issues in our world, but I am confident that it is your generation that is going to lead us in the right direction. Although we cannot physically be together right now, know that we are always here for you now and in the future. Never, ever hesitate to reach out to me. Deal? Deal. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. You have met the requirements of the state of Minnesota and ISD 720. Members of the Board of Education, by the authority vested in me in my position as principal of Shakopee High School, I certify the members of the class of 2020 have substantially completed all requirements and are declared eligible to receive a diploma. I present to you the class of 2020.
Jawahir Abdi, Marian Abdi, Ismahan Abdirahman, Hudayfa Abdullahi, Karen Acosta, Adnan Adam, Faiza Aden, Yisala Ajira, Mildred Ejapan, Ayan Ahmed, Abdul Bari Ahmed, Jamila Ahmed, Mulki Ali, Kurt Alovera, Chantal Alovera, Aaron Ament, Carter Anderson, Jacob Anderson, Kyla Anderson, Megan Anderson, Anisha Andrews, Noel Anand, Americus Arnold, Paige Arnold, Raymond Arnzen, Suhana Aurora, Akshitha Arun, Nathan Afterhar, Lauren Oz, Shreya Avilala, Addie Badwa, Sabir Bar, Travis Barrett, Marilyn Backel, Florence Bauman, Nicole Bazinet, Thomas Bazar, Alden Beach, Kendall Boudwin, Dylan Bowmaster, Carter Beck, Tyler Beck, Hannah Becraft, Daniel Beers, Ana Benitez, Nicole Bronick, McKenna Berg, Opal Bergstrom, Thomas Bethel,
Trent Bickford, William Bittinger, Hannah Bischoff, Adam Byland. Jaden Blocker. Lucas Blofield. Timmy Blue. Jessica Boafo. Elijah Boateng. Lauren Beaujolais Gare. Luis Boyanos. Elizabeth Bolden. Aaron Bosley. Analuk Butsavath. Ashley Bradenberg. Michaela Brock. Jackson Brose. Haley Brothers. Mitchell Brown. Tobias Brown. Carter Brose. Evan Bruckner. Braden Buck. Alyssa Buckentine. Abigail Bullard. Kirby Burnett. Cecilia Bustos. Arlene Calderon. Igdalee Calderon. Dominic Callahan. Brianna Campbell. Madeline Canny. Ethan Carlson. Mariah Carson. Jack Casey. Caden Cavalin. Fatimata Cisse. Joycelyn Cervera. Kiara Chalmers. Sylvia Chan. Romello Shantakun. Powell Chesambai. Justin Chonlamontry. Holly Christie. Megan Close. Riley Connell. William Cortez. Nancy Costa. Jillian Cote. Paxton Crease.
Logan Criswell. Laura Cummings. Morgan Daggett. Aaron Dahl. Corey Dahlstrom. Diane Dang. Kylie Davis. Liam Davis. Ella Delwo. Chance DeWitt. Suleiman Diallo. Syed Deary. Tyler Doe. Alyssa Doble, Haley Donadeo, Caitlin Ducey, Riley Doty, Caleb Truvanga, Justine Duenes, Cindy Duong, Weston Duzowski, Emanuela Zook, Brianna Eastman, Holly Eckers, Trace Eddington, Alex Eggy, Anna Eggy, Justin Eggerstrom, Nitya Elgonda, Trenton Ellison, Antonio Esparza, Franco Estrada, Mayeli Estrada, Timothy Evans, Chloe Everson, Antonia Faunia, Rosalind Felgen, Anna Furkul, Marina Ferraz Sosa, Caden Feeblecorn, Connor Figg, Madison Finke, Nimsy Flores, Anna Fonder, Joseph Furku, Zachary Frank, Madeline Fratsky, Morgan Fritz, Caitlin Fraunfelter, Alexander Fusi, Madeline Gaida, Anthony Galicia, Esther Gampson, Cristal Garcia, Jacqueline Garcia Gutierrez, Roman Garwood, Chloe Geis, Chloe Gelhay, McKenna Gerald, Lourdes Gonzalez, Luis Gonzalez, Eduardo Gonzalez Aguilar, Valeria Gonzalez Amador, Talia Graff, Alexander Grimm, Brady Gromish, Tyson Grugel, Mallory Greiting Gerlach, Megan Gukin, Aisha Guled, Ronnie Gunter, Isabel Gutierrez, Kendra Hahn, Maxwell Ham, Marley Hammock, Nicholas Hanberry, Alexandra Hant, Annabelle Hant, Kylie Hansen, Kaylin Harden, Corbin Harder, Calvin Hartman, Hamza Hassan, Muna Hassan, Adam Hasilius, Hunter Hawk, William Hayden, Sydney Hearn, Rachel Heckel, Lindsay Heidel, Grace Held, Chloe Hegelmo, Shelby Hennon, Jack Hergott, Kada Herring, Caitlin Hicks, Aiden Hyatt, Jason Hill, Alyssa Helesheim, Dwani Hingu,
Nathan Ho, Andrew Hofer, Casey Hokinson, Shavon Hollis, Amory Holston, Noah Hoppy, Simon Horning, Dominique Horton, Jordan Hove, Isabel Hoverstein, Yangbo Huang, Asha Hussein, Unas Hussein, Kennedy Inthan Prudith, Amaya Island, Khalid Ishmael, Mohammed Ishmael, Grace Yakush, Sabir Jeloni, Carly Jensen, April Jimenez, Cecilia Jimenez, Cruz Jimenez Ario, Alyssa Jerrick, Aiden Johnson, Kendra Johnson, Sophia Johnson, Elizabeth Joshua, Akira Joinusang, Jesse Juarez, Alexis Juarez Andrade, Yidam Juarez Andrade, Demetrius Ka, Cameron Karnick, Jenna Carr, Everett Koth, Charles Katona, Harleen Kaur, Jacqueline Kayi, Keja Kanisanabo, Rachel Casey, Dick Kenwerway, Malika Keo, Abdi Khan, David Kai, Kristen Klecker, Mason Clare, Andrew Clavin, Andrew Clone, Caitlin Kneller, Marshall Knutson, Benjamin Kohler, Ryan Kong, Mary Kraus, Samuel Kress, Riley Kriegel, Morgan Krolak, Pavel Kudin, Aaron Cutterly, Megan Kuski, Diana Kuthnasova, Kaylin Kwan, Carolyn Law, Hunter LeGros, Randy Leilong Makem, Benjamin Lamp, Diana Lara, Ella Larson, Douglas Larson, Madeline Larson, Allison Lassiter, Emily Liedstrom, Oscar Ledesma Zarazua, Eileen Levested, Christian Levine, Carly Lindberg, Wenhua Liu, Bruce Lockwood, Nicole Long, Edgar Lopez Rodriguez, Kayla Luden, Andrew Luce, Gadiel Luna Hernandez, Megan Lundberg, Benjamin Lunn, Caleb Luo, Logan Lusk, Abigail Lutz, Adam Lee, Jacqueline Mocht, Wilson Mack, Araya Magnuson, Iman Mahamud, Johnly Mai, Justin Malavar, Justin Manning, Peyton Marker, Cassandra Martin, Kyle Martin. Helene Martinez.
Connor Meslowski. Alicia Mason. Tegan Mason. Micah Mays. Alexis McCall. Garrett McCall. Michael McCartney. Riley McCartney. Luke McCullough. Braden McDowell. Aaron McGovern. Mia McLaughlin. Paige McNeil. Brandon Maidina Orozco. Abigail Megger. Isabel Megger. Tanya Mejia. Estefania Mello. Jose Mendez. Oscar Mendiola. Taylor Menke. Carson Menon. Jemima Menson. Ruth Mesfin. Carson Murer. Desiree Mignon. Brady Miller. Connor Miller. Yasica Miramontes. Kenzie Miskin. Sarah Mitchum. Fadima Mohammed. Rama Mohammed. Ridwan Mohammed. Yusuf Mohamud. Samantha Moen. Donovan Monroe. Isaac Moore. Jack Moore. Luis Morales Sanchez. Shalom Zachary Morara. Samantha Moretter. Michael Morrow. Alexia Mossbarger. Deborah Mosher. Dewan Motley. Anna Mashar. Mackenzie Mueller. Shivali Mukherjee. Alexandria Munsky. Jacob Murphy. Grace Myler. Katie Mitnick. Gotham Nair. Serena Navandi. Ian Nadonagu. Shannon Neely. Alexander Nelson. Elijah Nelson, Ashley Nelson, Dylan Nelson, Caitlin Nemitz, Brandon Neary, Emma Newman, Lance No, Travis No, An Win, Daniel Win, Lillian Win, Vinny Win, Alexa Norman, Marcian Nomo, Jalen Naucom, Andrew Knutson, Emanuela Odeme Berko, Elijah Ofori, Dylan Ofsty, Ksenia Oko, Nathan Olson, Yaya Omar, Kelvin Omweri, Tyler Opitz, Emily Pantano, Anirudh Pranjape, Ryan Patzer, Jack Peterson, Miguel Peleo, Ana Pena, Juanita Perez, Mackenzie Perrine, Isaiah Peterson, Maya Peterson, Paige Peterson, Hannah Flipson, Darren Pham, Tan Pam, Trung Pham, Vin Pham, An Pan,
An Pan, Sodavan Pan, Jordan Panmaha, Andrew Philippi, Jennifer Fung, Savannah File, Haley Pieper, Levi Pieper, Thea Lauren Pineda, Jaden Pink, Nathaniel Pitterly, Greta Ploggy, Sierra Potts, Anna Podzniakov, Aditya Prabhu, Dallas Prom, Kelly Pudwill, Parth Pirani, Henry Purdy, Caitlin Purvis, Connor Rains. Angelica Ramey. Samyu Ravikumar. Brian Real Juarez. Naomi Redmond. Morgan Reinbold. VJ Rayland. Mackenzie Reller. Jordan Riddle. Maxwell Reese. Yahaira Rivera. Aurelie Rivera Estrada. Ava Roberts. Rogelio Robles. Brady Roygiers. Jessica Rojas Dominguez. Sophia Root. Fatima Rosas Camacho. Emma Rosenau. Guglielmo Rossi. Aaliyah Roofs. Jacob Robelke. Luke Rudolph. Maria Rudomenkina. Adrian Ruiz. Brian Ruiz. Sadie Rylance. Sumaya Sahal. Andrew Salemlock. Gladiola Sanchez. Brooklyn Sanders. Holly Sanders. Emmanuel Sandoval. Beatrice Sandoval Gomez. Eric Santamaria Pineda. Jose Santiago Montiel. Owen Saralampi. Iyashan Sakar. Rohan Sastry. Jack Sowers. Cameron Seysirasan. Ashley Shoy. Haley Scheiber. Max Schilda. Joseph Schlepper. Jacob Schmidt. Luke Schmidt. Tony Schmitz. Paris Shook. Zachary Schultz. Samuel Schwazdal. Jenna Schwarz. Alexander Sineers. Jack Seeley. Noemi Segovia Lopez. Benjamin Semkoff. Owen Sepinen. Emily Sessions. Amir Sheikh. Aisha Sheikh. Tristan Shanks. Elizabeth Shaw. Ilhan Sheikh Mursal, Sadak Shire, Salman Shire, Yana Shirakova, Waibuv Shirole, Jazreel Shorty, Dane Singer, Ravin Singh, Siddharth Sinha, Nicholas Sizanenko, Colleen Sewer, Amara Sook, Jacob Saldo, Dejan Sosa, John Spahn, Daniel Spangberg, Rakia Spates, Brittany Sponsler,
Jack St. George, Gavin Stadler, Benjamin Stavros, Bianca Steeprock, Blake Steiny, Madison Steiner, Callie Stevens, Justin Stevens, Molly Stewart, Skylar Stone, Sarah Stivenberg, Allison Steiba, Alana Suku, Thomas Sullivan, Nicholas Sutton, Nathan Svetska, Cole Swallows, Kiera Swanson, Nihad Syed, Michelle Ta, Theo Tang, Samantha Tate, Kate Taylor, Elias Temp, David Tessar, Tristan Tita, Anthony Tice, Charles Tice, Oliver Tice, Celestina Thompson, Alyssa Thorne, Sanjith Tirukavalori, Benjamin Titcomb, Jackson Tungus, Kinley Tui, Alejandra Torres, Alicia Tran, Ellen Tran, Henry Tran, Huang Tran, Theodore Tran, Tone Tran, Rokia Traori, Jorge Trejo Zavala, Genevieve Tripp, Allison Trung, Tyler Tufty, Nicholas Turner, Randa Ung, Jameson Ungar, Hallie Vasick, Brendan Van Verst, Shiana Van Isle, Avani Veredithan, Serena Van Ornum, Fernando Vargas Millian, Kaylee Vetch, Joseph Vierling, Courtney Visnor, Alyssa Voigt, Ian Waddell, Andrew Waldorf, Connor Wallabeck, Alexis Wondersea, Carter Weatherman, Olivia Weber, Elise Weir, Matthew Wierke, Joshua Welch, Jaden Weller, Leah Wormerskirchen, Ethan Wester, Hannah Wester, Avery Whitbeck, Zachary Wickland, Nora Wiest, Thomas Wilkie, Maxwell Wilson, Zachary Winterfelt, Kaylee Winterroad, Blair Wisniewski, Ethan Woleb Fearson, Ella Wold, Zachary Wood, Eliana Wright, Harrison Xiang, Adrian Yang, Alexander Yang, Jemima Yevu, Rolex Yang, Thomas Younger, Sydney Yitteris, Isabel Yoon, Madison Yuza, Isabella Zadra, Jada Svenbergen, Tyler Zink, Kyle Zondlo.
Our final speaker is Gotham Nair, son of Jagan and Ash Mutasheral. Gotham was the president of Minnesota HOSA, captain of the Shakopee speech team, and served as a leader for National Honor Society. He was also a member of the varsity soccer team and was involved in scientific research throughout high school. Gotham will be attending the University of Pennsylvania for bioengineering this fall.
I loved reading books as a kid, whether it was in the car, in school, or even in the bathroom. I always had a book on me. The amount of times I've had my legs fall asleep because the book I was reading was too good to stand up is way too high. As I entered my first day of high school, I couldn't help but feel as though I had walked into a fantasy world from one of my very own books. While I didn't see any monsters or magic, I mean, here were older students who could apparently grow more hair on their chins than I could on the top of my head. The hallway seemed like a never-ending maze, destined to get me late to class. And the absolute worst thing of all, apparently My Little Pony and Hannah Montana weren't as cool as they were in middle school. Looking back on it now, I realize that they were never really that cool. But I remember lying in my bed after that first day, hugging my Twilight sparkles, with this growing sense of fear that I just wouldn't belong. But as I recall every experience I've had in our building over these past few years, I can't help but realize how, in every sense of the word, of a home that Shakopee High School has become for me. To be standing here today, all of us have received unwavering support from many important people in our lives. Before I say anything else, I just want to take a moment to thank every parent, every teacher, every coach, every administrator, every person who has helped us get where we are today. Now, all of you give yourselves a pat on the back because these last 13 years have not been a piece of cake. We all share this amazing moment together. We'll look back on Shakopee's class of 2020 as a group brimming with passion, potential, and friendship. One of my favorite books growing up was the Percy Jackson series. And while we didn't have to deal with evil titans or any creatures from ancient Greece, each of us has traversed a different journey to get here. We fought different battles. Some people barely got through AP chemistry. Dealing with freshmen was never an easy task. Others had personal issues to deal with. And then there were the battles we fought together, from adjusting to learning inside a building undergoing mass construction to dealing with the loss of some of our very own students. We've been through some tough times. But the biggest thing above everything else is the fact that we are here. We fought through every obstacle in our path, no matter how big or small, to get to this point. That in itself is something to be incredibly proud of. And so while all of us will undoubtedly face new challenges and setbacks that come as a part of life, I am absolutely confident that we'll face them head on and plow through anything that gets in our way. Because if there's one thing I've learned from the heroes in my books and seen with my very own eyes here at this school, it's that we never back down and we never give up. Each of us has been instilled with this grit, a resilience that will lead us to success wherever we go. You know, when I first started writing this speech, I spent a ton of time online trying to find inspiration. But it quickly dawned on me that nothing I read about would ever be appropriate for us today. Because unlike graduates from other years, we do happen to be in the middle of a pandemic. Right as the finish line came into sight, we've all been blindsided by this mass crisis that, frankly, nobody saw coming. On our last day of in-person learning, March 13th, I remember the excitement everyone felt as rumors about school getting shut down for 2 whole weeks were spreading like wildfire. But as those 2 weeks turned into 4, and 4 quickly became 8 until finally we had no real school left at all, it quickly hit me that the Cinderella ending to my school career wasn't going to happen. Senior pranks, final goodbyes, all these heartfelt traditions down the drain. And my absolute biggest regret of all, now none of you got to see my awesome dance moves at prom. But amidst all of that, if I can leave you all with one last message today, it's this. The past 4 years of our lives feels like an entire book on its own. We've gone through countless chapters of self-discovery, relationships, setbacks, and successes. And like I said before, Shakopee High School has become our home in that book. But the truth is, our high school years were simply a small chapter in our entire book of life. Up till now, we've grown up in a world written by others. We've had people to watch out for us at every single step. But now, as we leave the comfort of what has become home for us, the pen is in our hands. We are the authors of our own books now. We are writing our own stories and creating our own futures. We're all part of this beautiful building process of humanity as a whole. There are problems out there just waiting to be solved. And now it's finally our turn to make our mark. And no pandemic will ever stop us from doing that. Contrary to popular belief, the adults don't have all the answers. And so we are going to have to forge our own paths and learn to be unapologetically ourselves. Every time someone tells you no in the future, Just take a look back at these last few years as all the evidence and fuel you need to keep pushing forward. Because the road ahead is going to be hard, but our determination and our resolve will be even harder. In another 10, 20, I don't even know, 100 years, people might look back on this as the summer of Corona. Heck, they might even remember 2020 as a whole as the year of COVID-19. When they look back on this class, this amazing group of people that I've had the privilege to be a part of, let's make sure that they go on to tell the stories of what we accomplished and how Shakopee's class of 2020 went on to change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Gotham. Before we conclude our ceremony, I would like to give special acknowledgement to Nick Mabee, 2014 Shakopee High School grad and owner of Madcap Creative, who created this virtual ceremony for us. At the beginning of this pandemic, Nick reached out to us, offering his services to us free of charge. I can't thank him enough for helping us, and he is just another example of how this community helps each other out in a time of need. Thank you, Nick. So, class of 2020, here we are. We've made it to the end. But you know what? I think we have one last thing to do. Who wants to go for a roller coaster ride? Wherever you are watching from, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduated class of 2020. Congratulations.